Dan
Dan
and Tony.
That's right.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Pleasure to be here.
Wow. So here you are in Lubec. Where you
First
guys?
time.
Yeah.
We're from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We've been cycling for well, this will be what, our 10th day,
Yeah.
and we've had a wonderful visit in this beautiful state of Maine, and traveling along the coastal highway.
Yeah.
We were down to Bar Harbor, and it's just been marvelous.
So 12 days.
Yes, it'll be
12
12 days total. Yeah.
Do you guys often do these kinds of trips together?
It's our fourth trip. First one was 3 years ago, Vancouver to Calgary. And then the year after that, we did Seattle to San Fran, which was excellent. And a week in Cuba last year, and this is our
Wow.
fourth trip. It's really excellent. Really
So
enjoyed it.
it's a tradition for
It seems to
for
be
friendship
It
and
seemed, well, yeah, the
bonding
friendship
and-
is starting to wane a little
Yeah,
bit, but the traditional stay.
We
stay
need
intact.
new material.
Is that right?
No, we're doing great. We're
No,
having a lot of
we're
fun.
great friends, and it's always a pleasure to travel with each other.
That's great. So what's the next trip?
We're not sure. Maybe by car.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We thought maybe Europe.
Maybe Europe.
would be
That'll
fun.
a
Yeah,
great-
just cycling in France or something.
So
like
what do you
that.
guys do for a living?
I have a manufacturing business just outside of Toronto,
Yeah.
and we make equipment for the and tooling for the utility industry, as well as aerospace components
Okay.
for a variety of different airline manufacturers or aircraft manufacturers.
Very cool. Tony?
I'm financed at a company called Unilock. We manufacture paving stones and retaining walls here in New England and all the way up in Ontario as
Great.
well.
So you get enough time to vacation in Canada? They give you enough time?
We do. We do. We
Do you find it different from what you hear in the States? You get more time off in Canada than...
I don't know if we get more time off. I think we're probably very close to what you would have here.
2 weeks to start, paid maybe, and then move
Yeah, and then it
on.
works.
Yeah.
You ramp it up with your years of service.
All right. So I got to ask you, if something happens to you guys and, God forbid you fall off the side, off your bike and you get hurt, do you get medical care taken care of if it happens here?
We do. Yeah, we have. Each of our companies would have a plan that would cover us for anything that would happen in the States as well. And,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
So you don't have national health care, or your company takes care of...
No, we have. Well, we have our national health care, but we also have additional health care that goes beyond.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
For when we're traveling.
when we're
yeah.
traveling.
Oh, I see. Just
Yeah.
for when you're traveling.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like you're paying for another insurance policy there.
No.
That's right.
Because you guys pay a lot in taxes to cover your health care. Is that correct?
We do. It's part of our national program, and it works well for us. We do pay a lot more tax, but
Yeah.
we do get some benefits that
I mean, what's your overall opinion of the healthcare system then?
we think it's good. It's not without flaws, but generally it's a pretty sound system.
We hear things like, if you get sick, you're in a waiting line. You're not going to get the treatment you need right away because there's a list and they go through the list first. Is that true? How's that work?
Well, there are times, and there are situations. I mean, it's not a perfect system, but overall, it works pretty well. And if you're really in a situation that you just have to deal with, you can always come down to the States, or you can find there is some private health care. But by and large, when you've got a problem, you can get it taken care of.
Now you're paying what, 46% tax? Is that right?
Afraid so.
Well,
And
that's a certain
like
income
110,000
level
or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're over 100,000, you'd be in that snack
Okay,
bracket.
and if you're under 100,000, what do you pay? Would you say?
It's graduated. It's similar to the system in the States. You got graduated tax rates at different levels. We do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we hit a high tax rate at a much lower level.
And it doesn't bother you to pay that kind of tax rate?
Well, if we had our choice, we'd probably like to pay less.
Sure.
But it sort of comes with being part of this country and that we live in, and we accept it.
You do. And so does that tax help in any other way? I mean, if you're paying 46% if over 100,000, does any of that tax take care of tuition or
Well, it
other
helps,
things like that?
sure. And Tony, you can probably speak to that on.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause you're a finance guy.
you go to our kids go to university, and it'll cost about $5,000 or $6,000 for tuition at any university. And now, if you go post grad, you can pay a lot more for some of those programs. Your basic undergrad 4-year program is going to cost you about $6,000 a year for your tuition, and that's pretty good. That's
Versus
really
what
good.
would it be? You know, in the States, it could be $20,000-$30,000.
$30,000 easy.
So there are some benefits. that
And
way.
and do you have a class of people there that just say anti-tax? I mean, do you hear a lot of people screaming about the taxes? Is there a momentum against paying high taxes?
It's probably not as, it's certainly not as vocal as you might think it would be.
Yeah.
There's maybe some people that would oppose it, but I don't think it's very prevalent. Would
Yeah,
you say,
you
Tony?
get people will be talking about the flat taxes and whether it's a good concept or not, and and you'll get people who try and do some things for cash, and not do it through the system. But that's true anywhere.
Sure, and our politicians seem to, come election time, they seem to focus on more things like health care, and because it seems to resonate throughout the country, and those seem to be the things that they stand on more than cutting taxes. I mean, sure, there's some of that, but health care and social issues seem to be very popular.
Now, why do bicyclists wear these Italian-looking outfits? What's the
Well,
origin?
it's maybe some of it's part of the heritage of cycling, and
Okay.
a lot of it emanated from there. In fact, my good friend and next door neighbor was just in Italy for 6 weeks, and he brought this back for me. So
Oh,
I,
yeah, in
I
honor
thought
of that, you gotta wear
I had
it,
to wear it for
exactly.
sure. It's great too.
So you've enjoyed it. You love cycling. I mean, it's
We do. It's something that
it's
kind of
slow.
grows on
Doesn't
you.
bother you that it takes this long to do 50 miles or something like that?
Oh,
or-
you get to see a lot of the country. You probably take more time enjoying the surroundings than you do if you're driving. You've got time to enjoy and think, and we often ride. If the shoulder's wide enough, we'll ride beside each other and carry on some good conversations. And it's been a wonderful experience.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you both,
Likewise.
and I wish you all the best. And I guess you're going home now, right?
We
That's
are.
the bridge.
We're heading
That's
to
where we're
Canada.
going.
The bridge to Canada now.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Well,
Thank you
we'll
very
certainly
much.
come back. This is a great town and great people, and we've enjoyed the hospitality.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
It's
You
been a
bet.
pleasure. Thank you.